So the Republican field is narrowed after the results in Iowa. It's been a really bad week in the city of Phoenix, and a special guest on the show. Welcome to the Mike Broomhead Show.
Well, I got a message, I got a song. Can I get a witness? Tell me what's going on. I show the people I've been away.
You know, I've got a very special guest this week. Her name is Kathy Rice. She's going to join me from ChildHelp in their Mega Raffle and how you can get involved in helping children, and an organization based in Arizona that's been helping kids since 1959. We're also going to talk about the city of Phoenix. It's been a horrible week there. And after Iowa, the big winners and losers, we're going to get to all of that. But we start each show off with something we call the sweep. All right, let's start with Iowa. Ted Cruz wins Iowa. Donald Trump comes in second and actually sounds very humble. And Marco Rubio comes in third. But Marco Rubio really set himself apart because he finished better than anyone expected. Hillary Clinton, 6 coin tosses in the win to beat Bernie Sanders. We're going to talk more in detail of what all of this means and who's dropped out later on in the show. Oh, Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. For those of you around the state of Arizona that aren't familiar with Phoenix, they put the funk in dysfunction in the city of Phoenix. No more prayer at city council meetings. Here's what happened. The Church of Satan decided they wanted to lead the opening prayer in the council meetings. Not just once, they wanted to be in the rotation. And, you know, there are many people that think in politics, who else should be praying but someone praying to Satan? But the city of Phoenix, we're going to allow them to. The city attorneys said you have to. So they had a meeting to decide what they were going to do. And, of course, they did nothing. They chickened out. No more prayers at all in the city of Phoenix. They are going to have a moment of silence to open each meeting. I'm going to guess that that's going to be the smartest part of every one of their meetings is the moment of silence. So from now on in the city of Phoenix, that's what they're going to do. We're not done with Phoenix. It gets worse. The Sheraton Hotel in downtown Phoenix, which is a beautiful hotel, owned by the city of Phoenix. Well, only a government body could own a beautiful hotel in a vacation destination like Arizona and lose money. And they do it every year. They built it or bought it for over $330 million. They're selling it for $300 million, and they're happy. Why are they happy? Because they lose money every year in the hotel business. Private group is now going to own it, and the city is going to collect tax dollars. Here's part of it. Not only have they lost money every year, not only are they selling it at a deficit, they are going to give the new owners $10 million to renovate. That's how bad they want to unload this hotel. They voted unanimously to sell it for $300 million to this group. So for those of you that live in the city of Phoenix, it's good news for you because you didn't know it, but you were in the hotel business and you weren't really good at it because you lost money every year. That's not going to happen anymore. Last thing I'll say about the city of Phoenix before we move on is that they are finally getting acknowledged for not having enough cops on the street, and AZ Central wrote a story. Now maybe something's going to get done. How about this? Gay marriage has always been a topic, and there has been an activist, Peter Tatchell. Now, he has always been an outspoken advocate for businesses to be forced to deal with gay couples. This really has never been about gay marriage. Let's be honest. Gay marriage, the government shouldn't be in the marriage business to begin with. It really shouldn't be. But the government doles out licenses, so they have to give them to gay couples as well. Where I differ on this issue, and where now Mr. Tatchell is starting to come on board with, is you can't force private businesses to do something that they are morally opposed to. The gay issue has been a very big, heated political issue, and people are reacting to this emotionally, and they're forcing businesses to do things that they are morally against. Well, Peter Tatchell has now changed his mind and said that's wrong, and he says it's wrong because now he's worried that they're going to be forced, he's going to be forced to do things he's morally opposed to. Let me give you a different example. Let's say you own a catering business and you are pro-Second Amendment. Well, should you be forced to cater an event for an anti-gun rally? No. How about the other side of that? What if you own a catering business and you are pro-choice? You are adamantly pro-choice. You donate money to Planned Parenthood and you're a pro-choice person. And then I come along, and I'm going to partner up with a group like the Center for Arizona Policy and our other Right to Life groups in Arizona, and we're going to raise money to close down public funding for Planned Parenthood, and we're going to raise money to try to defeat Roe versus Wade at the federal level. And I come to your business and I say, we're having a big dinner and you're going to cater it. And you think, I'm not going to help you raise money for a pro-life cause. I'm pro-choice. And I say to you, oh, you have to. You don't have any choice in the matter. The courts say so. It's wrong. It's wrong on every level. If I want to participate, I have a right to. And if I don't, go somewhere else. Couples aren't being damaged. Gay couples are not damaged when a business says, I don't want to bake your cake. I don't want to be the caterer. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be the DJ. They're not damaged at all. They can go someplace else. Desert Vista High School in Phoenix, you know the story. Most people know the story by now. A bunch of students were taking pictures that said the best you've ever seen, the class of 2016. Well, the kids decided to spell out the N-word and have a picture taken. Well, they were going to get suspended for 5 days. And then the public began to get involved, and it turned into a 10-day suspension. The girls in the picture, the person that took the picture, the person the picture was sent to. Everybody got 10 days. No one has to formally apologize because the district just wants this to go away. This is more about the district and the school saving face than any life lesson involved at all. Here was an opportunity for a bunch of lily white kids who probably aren't racist, but don't understand the implication of that word. What an opportunity for civil rights activists around to get together with these kids and show them what that word means and how damaging and how hurtful it is, and really teach kids a lesson. Instead, they get sent home for 10 days. It's absolutely ridiculous. In a moment, Kathy Rice joins me. Kathy Rice is with the ChildHelp Mega Raffle. ChildHelp is an organization that has been helping children for decades, and they're based right here in Arizona. There's an opportunity for you to possibly win prizes that you cannot even imagine, but you can also help an organization that relies on donations and does amazing things for children right here in the state of Arizona. Everything you're about to hear comes from and stays right here in Arizona. All that's coming up next. Thanks for being here. It's the Mike Broomhead Show. We'll be right back.
The Mike Broomhead Show is brought to you in part by Cliff Castle Casino Hotel and Sanderson Ford.
All right, it is not often that I say win, 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 but here's the deal. There is an organization in Arizona called ChildHelp, and we're going to talk about an opportunity for you to do a lot of really good things. With me is Kathy Rice, who, when I say one of my favorite people, I really mean it.
Thank you.
You have been an inspiration for a long time, and when you started telling me about ChildHelp, the organization sold me right away. So let's start there.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I didn't even know they were based in Phoenix.
Same as me. I mean, I've lived here now over 16 years. I had no idea. It's a national organization recognized as one of the top organizations for best practices helping victims of child abuse. And it's headquartered right here in Arizona. And the type of things that this particular group is involved in, I mean, some of the statistics, Mike, are staggering. 5 children die every day as a direct result of child abuse. It's 5 too many. So one of the things that I'm going to hopefully be able to share with everybody is, yes, you've got this incredible opportunity, which we'll talk about later, but what these net dollars are going to do to make a difference in the lives of children and the people who are impacted by child abuse.
We, DCS and the department in Arizona and the fixes the governor's trying to do,
Exactly.
Noble cause, obviously, and
Absolutely.
it needs to be fixed. But to know that there are private organizations
Correct.
that are fighting specifically for these kids, and the heartbreaking story of this girl in the East Valley recently.
Absolutely.
And to know that they have a safe place in an organization that is doing privately
Correct.
the right thing, and they really are.
Well, for example, in that particular case, in almost every single situation that occurs in Arizona, the very first stop for these individuals is ChildHelp. The Advocacy Center, basically, one of the things that sets it apart from others is Phoenix, the police department is based there, Protective Services is based there, there's a group out of Phoenix Children's Hospital that is there, so that when this child is brought in, they don't have to first go to the police station, which is scary, and then they don't have to go to all these other organizations. They go to one place, they're interviewed, they only have to tell their story once. That's one aspect of it. Over 44,000 suspected cases of child abuse here in Arizona every single year.
Wow. Through ChildHelp.
Through ChildHelp. 10 million children since the organization began in 1959 have been saved by ChildHelp. 10 million. In Arizona alone, last year, 15,000 children were saved by this organization.
We're always looking for a way to be a part of the solution.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
that's the thing for us is, and again, you know, I'm in the business where
Right.
we point out a lot of problems and we
Right.
do a lot of complaining, but we're always searching for a way to be a part of the solution. So you show me an organization like ChildHelp, I say, how can I get involved?
Correct.
And you and I you've been doing this for a while, and
Yep.
we talk about
Yep.
this opportunity. It's called the Mega Raffle.
Exactly.
And I'm, again, blown away, and I wish I could go through every page of this.
Right.
Talk to me about the raffle.
I would love to. Over 2,900 prizes will be awarded. The odds of winning a prize, 1 in 20. I like to say that this raffle is all about options. Grand prize number 1, the lucky winner is going to have the tough decision of choosing to build their home with Meritage, which is going to allow them to do that in over 20 plus communities throughout the valley, or they're going to take the cash option of $700,000.
That's a rough choice.
Yeah, that's grand
Difficult.
prize number 1. Grand prize 2 is the Maserati Gran Turismo Sport, one of the sexiest cars, I think, on the road.
my gosh.
You may argue with me on
No,
that.
no, it's a great car.
Or they're going to take the cash option of $150,000. But then there's 10 other vehicles. They all come with cash. There's 12 vacations to destinations all over the world. Yeah, it's a very, very exciting project. But most importantly, what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to talk about ChildHelp, share with individuals the stories of these child abuse individuals, and bring that awareness level up. So when you said win, win, win at the beginning, it's absolutely that.
What I love about it also is it's Arizona-centric.
Absolutely.
And you know, you and I have talked a lot about this, and we're so
Yep.
like-minded. I've
Yep.
been here for 21 years now, and I love, this is home. and I
Arizona
love
takes
it
care
here.
of Arizona.
Right, and I wish I could be an ambassador for the state of Arizona.
I agree.
But the prizes are here.
Yes, I
and
buy
all-
locally wherever possible.
And the dollars, someone in Arizona is going to
Correct.
win. It stays right here.
Correct. I'll
It's
tell you
amazing.
an interesting story. When I started putting this group together, the Earnhardt family became so incredibly supportive, had no idea that ChildHelp existed, and they've been around forever.
I'm embarrassed
Forever.
to say I had no idea.
Exactly.
And as much as we discuss and try to be a solution for and talk about child
Exactly.
abuse victims, I had no idea. And the more I learned about ChildHelp,
Right.
the more embarrassed I became. That I
Right.
thought, how did I not know?
How did we not know?
Not just that this is an organization here, but a
Right.
national organization. It's been around since
1959.
And how did that organization start? The story is such a great story.
2 starlets, these 2 incredible women. I really truly believe they are angels on earth. And Yvonne and, my goodness, Sarah, they were actually girlfriends, I think, of the Ricky Nelson and David
Oh my
Nelson
gosh.
back in the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were performing overseas and saw a group of children huddled, in a shelter in the rain, and basically that started. The thing about those 2 women is they don't allow anyone to tell them no. And out of that has become this amazing entity that we really do. It's a tough thing to talk about.
Well, it's got to be difficult. As many wonderful stories as you
Correct.
see, there's got to be such sadness involved. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's got to be really difficult, and to be doing this for so many years.
Yeah, and I think one of the things too that is so incredible, and we'll be able to share more as the raffle goes on. But I know of some individuals that were victims of child abuse, cared for by ChildHelp, have since gone on to become doctors. They themselves then trying to make a difference in the lives of child abuse victims. So there's incredible success stories coming out of it. I mean, just think about it. 10 million children have been saved. The bigger story here, though, Mike, is we know about how many others are going unreported.
Right.
That's the part that is scary.
Well, and here's the deal. you'd write a check because of the story. I mean, honestly,
Right.
we would write the check
Right.
as a donation, and that's
Right.
basically looking at it that way. The possibility of winning the most amazing prizes, don't take my word for it, ChildHelp Mega Raffle.org. Just go to the website and take a look at what they do and look at the raffle and what you can do with it. It really is a win-win. Your opportunity to really help an organization that's doing great things, and an opportunity to get a phone call from you because you still call the winners.
I call the top winners. What I'd like to remind everybody out there is by entering the raffle, by going to childhelpmegaraffle.org, you can win a prize. You will definitely be helping a child.
And I've already bought my tickets, so if you don't, it benefits me because I got a better chance of winning. But honestly, I bought tickets because
Right.
it's such an opportunity, and I would have written the check anyway.
Exactly.
Kathy, you are doing such great work.
Thank
It
you.
is always an
Thank
honor
you.
to talk with you. Thanks for coming down for a while.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
ChildHelpMegaRaffle.org. You got to make sure you go to the website, get your tickets, and let's see if you don't get a phone call from this great lady. We'll be back. All right, thanks for being here. Let's break down Iowa. Let's take a look what happened in the Iowa caucuses, because now we know as people begin to drop out of the race. Rick Santorum has dropped out of the race, and he has thrown his support behind Marco Rubio. Mike Huckabee had the best exit speech I've ever seen. Mike Huckabee said, "I'm leaving because everyone is sick of me." I thought that was the most honest moment of the campaign so far. But if you look at what happened in Iowa on the Republican side, you saw Ted Cruz come out the winner. Well, he came out the winner, but I don't think he benefited the most. He won. It was not a huge surprise that he beat Donald Trump. There was a question. It could have been either him or Trump to be first or second. Most people believed it was going to be 1 and 2 in that order, whichever one you would hoped for. Donald Trump came in second. Well, Donald Trump was very humble and very good in his concession. He congratulated Ted. He acknowledged Mike Huckabee dropping out of the race and said Mike Huckabee had become a very good friend, said we're on our way to New Hampshire, and said he's honored to be in second place. But how short-lived was that? All of a sudden, the accusations started coming out from the Ben Carson campaign. They were accusing Ted Cruz, which Ted Cruz acknowledged, that his people had been saying that Carson was going to drop out of the race. They said they got the information from a CNN report. Well, they apologized. Well, then Donald Trump wants a recount and he wants it to start all over again. I think of all the people involved on the Republican ticket, Marco Rubio benefited the most. No one expected Marco Rubio to finish 1 percentage point behind Donald Trump for third place. That was huge for Marco Rubio. He showed that this truly is a 3-horse race.
They told me that we have no chance because my hair wasn't gray enough and my boots were too high. Tonight we have taken the first step, but an important step, towards winning this election.
He picks up the Santorum endorsement. On my radio show this week, we had Congressman Matt Salmon come on the air, and he endorsed Marco Rubio. Let me tell you why those endorsements are important. Because they are very conservative endorsements. Marco Rubio gets knocked for his stance on immigration. Well, let me tell you, no one's tougher on immigration nationally than Matt Salmon in Arizona. Matt Salmon said he's had his disagreements, but he believes in the national defense policy of Marco Rubio. That was a huge endorsement. Does it put him over the top? Does it guarantee a win? No. But when you look at the Iowa caucuses, Marco Rubio benefited the most. On the Democratic side, 6 coin flips to decide 6 different caucuses, and Hillary Clinton won all 6 to barely beat Bernie Sanders. There's still a question of whether or not she actually won. She is in big trouble, and I'll tell you why she's in trouble, because she is losing badly in New Hampshire. Bernie Sanders from that part of the country has a huge lead over Hillary Clinton. The facts are these. Hillary Clinton is seeing the same thing happen to her now that happened to her in 2008 with Barack Obama, where she seemed to be going in the heir apparent. It was hers to lose, and she's not winning. No one trusts her, and this is an observation, not a criticism. They are in trouble on the Democratic side of the ticket, and there's some clarity coming from the Republicans. We're hearing now that Governor Kasich is saying that if he doesn't do well, he may drop out. That's just what we're hearing. But as this field narrows on the Republican side, you're going to see some candidates become very, very strong and other ones fall away. That's what this process is all about. Don't give up on it yet. It's a long way to go. But what a week for Marco Rubio. Let's look and see what happens in New Hampshire, on to South Carolina, and then down the line. All right, we've got still things to come on the show. We're going to have Broomhead's Best. We've got hashtag this, final segments of the show. So there's still a lot that's going to happen. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Coming up in just a moment is Broomhead's Best, and it's the NHL's version of Rudy. You'll see what I'm talking about, so don't go away. It's coming up along with hashtag this in just a minute. It's always great news, and it's always something Arizona. We call it Broomhead's Best. It's the NHL's version of Rudy. His name is John Scott. Now, here is a journeyman player in the NHL. Not many people knew who he was. And the NHL fans got to vote on the players in the MVP or the All-Star game. Well, the high vote getter becomes the captain of their individual team. John Scott in the Coyotes organization, the Arizona Coyotes organization, was the high vote getter. I mean, this guy was just beating everybody. But it's not because John Scott was such a great NHL player. It was more of a joke by the fans. They wanted to see this very big guy play 3-on-3. They figured having this big guy out there would be more funny to see than an actual competition. Well, John Scott, a great sport, was going along with it, was happy that he was even in the running, and here's what happened. The Coyotes trade him to Montreal. Montreal sends him down to the minor leagues. They're trying to get this guy out of the NHL All-Star game. Well, he's playing along for a while, and then the NHL made him angry. And he said, forget it. The fans voted me in. I'm playing. So not only does John Scott go into the game and play very well, he leads his team into the finals. Now, the winning team splits $1 million. Not only does he pull off the win, but he scores 2 goals in the final game, and the fans write him in as the MVP of the NHL All-Star game. He's a family man, has kids, wife pregnant with twins, and he wins a minivan. Is this not the perfect story? Rags to riches, the NHL's version of Rudy. He is just a phenomenal guy. And then you know what happens right after? He goes back to his minor league team. It's a great story. I hope this guy's successful in the NHL. I hope he becomes a household name because he handled this exactly the right way. So congratulations, John Scott. Now it's a segment of the show of what's burning up the internet, what is everybody talking about online. We call it hashtag this. All right, this week, Sticker Boy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's the great thing about a hashtag. You know, it's the pound symbol. Look it up online. Sticker Boy. Hillary Clinton giving a speech, and over her shoulder is a kid in the crowd with Hillary stickers on his face. You got to see the video. It's terrific. And so as this kid, who has no idea that the cameras are really paying this much attention to him, as this kid is playing around and goofing around with these stickers on his face, the cameras zoom in on his face. It is priceless. You want to laugh your head off, go find Sticker Boy online, or better yet, find it at AZTV.com. I'm sure we've got it posted there. While I'm talking about it, make sure you're following us on social media. It's the best way for all of us to stay in touch. A few more closing comments before we close out the show today, and we'll take care of that here in a few moments, so stick around.
The Mike Broomhead Show is brought to you in part by Cliff Castle Casino Hotel and Sanderson Ford.
A special thank you to my friend Kathy Rice and the organization ChildHelp. Do your homework. You want to donate money, you're going to write a check for such a worthy cause, but do your homework. ChildHelp, megaraffle.org. You're going to love the organization and your chances to win some great prizes. So thank you so much to Kathy Rice. Coming up next week, Jerry Coangelo joins the show. I am so excited to talk to Jerry Coangelo, his history here in the Valley, from the Phoenix Suns to everything else he's done with Grand Canyon University. It's going to be a great show. Don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find me at Broomhead Show on Twitter. Also follow us on Facebook. It's the way we can always keep in touch. So until we're back here next week, have a great week, everyone. God bless.
Get more of Mike Broomhead on Facebook, Twitter, and of course weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on News Talk 550 KFYI.